we're working on our 10 components of improving family relationships. So today we're going to do step one or component one. These aren't in any particular order. We find that all 10 of them are very important. And so we're not going to rank order them. But today's is family communication or communication within family relationships, the exchange of information, thoughts, or feelings in pro-social and effective, kind ways within the family. That's a really solid definition for the type of communication that we want to cultivate within our family relationships, clearly between spouses and also children and parents to children and everything else. We want to have this type of communication going on. Three components to think about are the active listening, developing understanding, clarification, empathy, right? And then sharing, appropriate sharing within that. When we're communicating in a pro-social way, we've got to be really present for the person. So that first one of active listening is about your presence. Are you setting down your phone and making eye contact or orienting your body towards the person who's communicating to you? Are you, pausing your video game and hearing your parents out, right? Or setting up a situation. Are you that parent that's yelling down the stairs, "Hey, come to dinner," or do you actually like go down or whatever? Communicate more face to face, eye to eye. It does take more effort to be active in the communication role, but it pays off dividends in improving the relationship, helps us to overcome the all too often miscommunications that go on if we're communicating haphazardly or when someone's distracted or yelling across the house or whatever it is. Clearly, when we get into that active listening mode of orienting our bodies and our body language and our eyes and our presence towards the person who's communicating, we're going to see an improvement in that communication. So that's point number one, active listening, being really present, making sure you're really hearing what they're saying and communicating with your whole person. Understanding or clarification or empathy. There's great work out there and research out there on, the difference between empathy and sympathy. If we're developing real understanding in our relationships through communication, we're doing the active listening and really hearing the person. We're being present for them. But then we do some clarifying. Wait, when you said X, did you mean this? We want to clarify and make sure that we're really understanding where the person's coming from. The pitfall on that second one is assumption or getting like stuck in your own head about your own agenda you're trying to push when you're communicating. We want to follow Stephen Covey's great advice. Seek first to understand, then seek to be understood. Really understand what the person is saying to you, clarify verbally. Hey, did you mean X, Y, or Z? And make sure that there's an exchange going on there of developing understanding, which then leads us to our third component for improving family relationships communication, which is sharing, right? There's oftentimes one person sending and then receiving, but to build stronger communication, there needs to be a little bit of a tennis match going on communication wise, where after I've understood what you're trying to say, I may share my own thoughts, feelings, or opinions. Sometimes like if it's a parent with a teenager, just let the teenager kind of run through and share if they're sharing with you, be present because sometimes teenagers don't share as much, right? But use a good sense of judgment on once my teen has shared with me as a parent, do I need to say much back beyond the making sure that I'm understanding him and hearing him? Or is it a time to share something back, share an experience that you had when you were a teenager, perhaps? Follow your good judgment and discernment on that one. Obviously, between spouses, there needs to be a mutual sharing of compassion, love, understanding, values, all those core components of really healthy marriages and co-parenting and all that. But then, sharing between siblings, right? There's times that we've seen through coaching many families over many, many years that a sibling relationship is really pivotal in helping someone through a really tough time in that family. Being able to lean on a sibling and have good communication there, a sharing back and forth can cultivate trust It can help strengthen the understanding and obviously, really create a stronger bond between the two people. So appropriate sharing under the right circumstances, understanding and clarification or empathy, right? Not sympathy. We don't want to feel sympathetic. We want to feel empathetic or empathic, which is really doing our best to understand what it's like to be in that person's shoes. And then the active listening, showing your presence, really hearing and receiving the message that the person's sharing. With practice, you can get really great at that type of quality communication. And then, give each other grace because as you start to improve this communication, you're going to make mistakes along the way. Part of that good communication is be quick to ask for forgiveness and also to forgive, right? So that would be kind of another component on that. So, like this video if you liked it, please apply it. Use these tools. This stuff is tried and true. We don't share anecdotal stuff. We share stuff that actually is effective. So give it a try in your own family relationships. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. And it's good to see you today. We'll be back with more components of improving your family relationships. Thank you. Bye-bye.